it have been 24 hours ever since ProveX launch. I will say that it looked like ProveX launched at the bottom of the crypto market. Because as you can see, everything is pumping, Ethereum is pumping. Everything. We are so back that Bitcoin is sitting at 73,800 and Ethereum, for the first time in 4 months or 3 months or so, is trading at $2,267. All right. Now, after the launch of ProveX, I told you that I swamp everything. HEX, PulseChain, PulseX, everything. I put everything into ProveX. And some people are calling me crazy. Some people are saying, oh, Richard Hart told us that ProveX is not for us. He said he is not for us. I am wondering, if ProveX is not for us, who is it for? Is it for who? Is it for Solana ecosystem? Is it for Bitcoin Maxi? Right? So if ProveX is not for you, who? Some people are not on the. I don't know. You want Porsche, you want Richard Hart to come and tell you, oh, ProveX is for you. Buy it. I will pump it. So you can't see the handwriting written on the wall. Now let me explain. PulseChain, ever since PulseChain launch, Richard Hart deployed liquidity. He inject $20 million to liquidity and he pump it. What did he get? People dump on him. They didn't even want the pump to last. They dump. He deployed $5 million. He started buying PulseX. The people dump without even in the next 30 minutes, they dump it. All right? He figured it out. There's no amount of money he can put on this thing that can pump it. Why is he not buying HEX? Because HEX have a bad tokenomics. Even though the HEX have a low liquidity, it can pump so hard, but it have a bad tokenomics. If Richard Hart can relaunch HEX, it's not going to make it inflation coin. Because in 2026, nobody is creating inflation coin anymore. That is a 2020 narrative, staking yield and any yield. So that's why he's not giving so much attention on HEX. That's why he focused more on PulseX. That is why he was aggressive buying PulseX, because he knows that he have a buy and burn in future, even if in 20 years time, buy and burn will continue to function. All right. Now let's go to ProveX. ProveX have 320 billion. This thing you are seeing here, 85 million market cap. That is not the real market cap. The real market cap of ProveX is 16 million, 16.8 million. That's the real market cap of ProveX. And if you look at the market of ProveX, they did not pair it with the core coin. He celebrated it. He corrected his mistake. He could have done that on PulseChain and PulseX and HEX. That could have saved even HEX and PulseChain and HEX, because he tied everything together. He bundled the whole liquidity, pair all of them together. That if you dump $10,000 worth of PulseChain, it will affect PulseChain, affect PulseX, affect everything in PulseChain ecosystem. That was his mistake. But he corrected the mistake in ProveX. He tied everything to stable coin. He want the market to be independent, so that if it is going to pump, it's going to moon higher. Like it's going to moon like never before. People will be chasing the pump. And when they chase the pump, they will go and buy PulseChain and PulseX and PulseX. All right? So, I am telling you now that ProveX is the real coin. If you like, believe me. If you like, don't believe me. But there's no way Richard Hart is going to come and tell you, oh, buy ProveX is for you. Go and buy ProveX. There's no way he's going to do that. You have to use your brain. You have to use your head. If he injects the $20 million that he injected on PulseChain and they dump, if he put it on ProveX, ProveX will go to a 500x all-time high. I want you to understand. Do you know how tiny ProveX is? Let me tell you. If I have $6,000 now, right? And I put $6,000 on PulseChain, I will get 670 million PulseChain, right? If PulseChain go to 2 billion market cap, I will be having $140,000. If I put it on PulseX, I will be having about 800 to 900 million PulseX. All right. If PulseX goes to 2 billion market cap, I will be having around $180,000. If I put it on HEX, if HEX goes to 2 billion market cap, I will be having around $80,000 to $90,000. But if I have that $6,000 and I put it on ProveX, all right, if ProveX go to 2 billion market cap, I will be having a $800,000 cash. Do you understand the growth? Do you understand the difference? This is a 16 million coin that Richard had launched. 16 million. Somebody that have $600 and something million launch a 16 million market cap coin, and you are affording it. You are saying, "Oh no, it's not for us." You are buying the one that have 15 billion, the one that need billions to pump. I mean, you have to use your brain. Why did he not pay it together? He pay it independently so that when he's pump it, it's going to pump higher. People are going to sell and go and buy PulseChain. So he doesn't necessarily need to pump PulseChain again. You have to understand it. He can let me explain. I browsed this and I did my research yesterday. I did my research yesterday. Look at it here. All right. Now, total supply is 320 billion, right? And launched at 16 million market cap, and the liquidity is $2.1 million. All right. Now, I analyzed it with ChatGPT yesterday, with Grook yesterday. All right. Now, 16 million market cap will give you the price of 005, which is it launched yesterday, right? That was the price yesterday. That is 320 billion market cap. So right now, what you are seeing here is 16 million market cap. Is 17 million market cap because you have already increased in price. What you are seeing here is 17 million market cap. So what you are seeing here that is show you FDV is full diluted market cap, which is the money, the $430 million that Richard had injected into the end of sacrifice phase. The last minute coin that he minted, that is what is showing this thing. And that is we don't even include this thing when we are calculating the market cap. Because when you blink up PulseS, now PulseS is 1 billion market cap. All right? The full diluted market cap is 1 billion. But the new market cap of HEX of PulseS is 100 million market cap. Do you understand? I hope you understand it. You look at the market cap of HEX. So if you look at ProveX is so tiny that I don't even know how to explain. All right, now let's go back to my research yesterday, because I was targeting a 300x market cap. Now, a $16 million market cap, for you to do a 300s, you need 4.8 billion market cap, right? Now, by pleasure, if you look at the buy pleasure in needed on AMMM formula, with liquidity 2.1 liquidity in a single side staking of PulseX, you are looking at about 1.1 million $50,000. All right, now look at it. $1,050,000 will increase the price by 1x. $1,050,000 will increase the price by 1x. So if you multiply it, you need roughly about 17.1 million buy pleasure needed for you to go to 4.8 million market cap. So the buy pleasure that we needed here to target a 300s is 17 million market cap. I have said it before. I said that we contributed $16.7 million. That is the total money that we contributed. So imagine if Richard Hart were to use the $20 million that he used to buy PulseChain. Imagine he put it on ProveX. What will happen? It's just like we sacrificed $400 and something million on PulseChain, right? $400 and something million. It's just like when they deploy $400 and something million on PulseChain, what will happen to the price? That is the same thing. Just you have to calculate it like that. You sacrifice $420 million total in PulseChain. If they put $420 million in buy pleasure on PulseChain, what do you think the PulseChain price will do? Crazy ass, right? Yes. Now, think about it. You sacrifice $16 million buy pleasure on ProveX. If they put the same $16 million buy pleasure, this is the same thing like putting $300 million in PulseChain. That is, you have to see it like that because it's tiny. The market cap will explode. Boom. You don't understand this thing. You people don't understand this thing. The market cap is so tiny. That is the best crypto that Richard Hart have ever created. And he knows that. That's why he's laughing somewhere. He knows that he can't wait to pump this thing. Now, if he put $17 million buy pleasure, that is, he is taking all the whole supply out. What we are going to see it at 1 cent. All right. So you see, what you needed to pump this thing to 0.1 is about 17 million buy pleasure from 2.1 million liquidity pool, and they across the whole liquidity pool we have $2.1 million. Now I assume if 80% people sell, now let's calculate it. If you inject $17 million and 80% of people sell, which will give you about roughly, now 80% of people sell, I calculated it. If 80% of people sell at 17 million market cap, now sell pleasure 80%. So what we needed is around to do even a 2,500S. All right. If 80% people sell, ProveX will do a 60x in 17 million buy pleasure instead of 300s. You understand? If 80% of people sell, if Richard Hart deploy $50 million, it will do a $117 million, a 176x. So do you understand this thing? This in the bottom line is that without sell pleasure, what you needed is about $16.something million. But with sell pleasure and everything, for you to do a roughly 1000x, it's needed about 80 million buy pleasure. Do you understand? Now, Richard Hart have about $600 million, and this money is going to turn to $1.4 billion or $1.2 billion in the next bull cycle when Ethereum goes to $7,000. Ethereum is going to do well in this cycle. You can see he's pumping more than Bitcoin. So you think, where will Richard Hart deploy money? Will he deploy money? Will he deploy 20 million where it will do a 5S and people will dump? Or will he deploy 20 million where it will do a 1000S and everybody become a millionaire? Then you are going to use your $1 million buy PulseChain. I use my $1 million buy PulseChain. Boom, the market is pumping. Now ask yourself, how did Richard Hart manage to get $600 million? How? He managed to get $600 million because HEX pumped 10,000x. That is why he made $600 million. And he understands this theory. Now, HEX pumps 10,000x and he managed to extract $600 million. All right? Now, imagine HEX did not pump 10,000x. Where will $600 million come from? Nowhere. So, if he pumped this thing to 1,000x, automatically $600 million will flow into PulseChain ecosystem without him injecting the little $600 million that he's holding. And he need about roughly, let me say, to do a 1,000x, he need about $100 million buy pleasure on this coin to put it to 1,000x, and everybody become a millionaire. Everybody will be having money that you don't know what you haven't if you have 100 million, you have $10 million. Then you have $10 million, you are looking at a cheap PulseChain. Are you not going to buy? The ecosystem will be exploding. Boom, everything will be exploding. This is a small mathematics that you need to do, calculation. If you were Richard Hart, are you going to be buying HEX that is inflating? Or are you going to be buying something that you have already bought, put $20 million and they dumped on you? And nobody's going to, he's still holding that bag now. Nobody's talking about how many millions that Richard Hart have already lost. So if you are Richard Hart, Are you going to deploy another $20 million so that they will dump on you again? Or are you going to change your tactics? This is a simple mathematics. So anybody who is saying, oh, they told us it's not for us, you are dumb. You are the dumbest human being that I ever seen. I'm telling you. So ProveX is going to do nothing less than 1,000 or 300 or 500s. I'm telling you. So if you are holding ProveX, hold it strong. You are going to win in the end. I can tell you for free. Some people don't know this, but you have to understand it. It's a simple mathematics. So you are telling me that ProveX is going to dump while PulseChain will pump. How will PulseChain pump? Okay, Richard Hart will put $20 million on PulseChain and it will do only 3S, 4S, and they will dump on him again. Meanwhile, he can put $17 million on ProveX and the ProveX can do 1,000S and everybody become a millionaire. And 7,000 or 8,000 people become a millionaire. Apart from in there, more than 3,000 people can sell their coin and go and buy PulseChain and everything explode. Simple mathematics. He figured it out and he launched ProveX. That is why I am doing it. That is why I go all in on ProveX. I don't care if it is like it is on liquid. Liquid is the biggest liquidity on PulseChain. And some of you are saying, oh no, it's not for us. If it's not for you, it's for who? For who? For Solana boys or for Bitcoin Maxi or for Ethereum Maxi? For who? Simple mathematics. You have to understand this. If you don't understand this, I don't know what you are doing in crypto. You don't supposed to be in crypto. And if you look at this chart, you see this chart is forming, the bottom have formed. Don't think it's going to fall down from here. It's not going to fall anywhere. Tomorrow you will see it increase again. Next tomorrow increase again. Before you know, it will balance in 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. From there it will continue to move. So you have little time to buy it under $1, under a cent. So you are buying it here. It's like buying HEX when it launched new before it went out. It went out and do 1,000x. You have to buy it here because this is the best price you can get it. So if you think it can go lower than this, I don't know, you are dreaming. Because this is a 16 million market cap on PulseChain with a man who have about $670 million. Launch a coin that have utility. We are not talking about the buy and burn utility. Oh, I'm not talking about that one. The utility, I have not started talking about the buy and burn. I have not started, when people started buying it, when people started using this to transfer money and in a bullion, people started using it regularly. Do you know what will happen? It's going to be crazy. So people are still having a hard time trying to figure out how to use this. In a small time, they are going to start using it. And when they start using it, it's going to be crazy. I'm telling you. So I have already created a Wise wallet, which shows that Nigerian people cannot transact with it. I'm trying to find another alternative. So when people started using this, bro, it's going to be crazy. You have to understand this. It's going to be very, very crazy. I want you to understand this. I'm making you make sure you understand this very well. Because ProveX is going to explode. Boom! It have low market cap. Tiny, 17 million. This thing is a full diluted market cap. The low market cap is 17 million. It have a buy and burn. It have the lowest supply coin on PulseChain. HEX have about 630 billion tokens and continue minting without no ending. HEX can reach 1 trillion token. PulseX have about 22 trillion token. PulseChain is inflating. It have 15 trillion token. Now come ProveX, 320 billion. No inflation. Have a buy and burn. Have a utility. The utility, people, you and I are going to be using it. Every crypto is going to be using it. Even Solana, Bitcoin, Maxi, everybody is going to be using it. And you think is going to, man, I don't know what to say. But this coin is going to be the catalyst. I have showed you this. I'm showing you again. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. This chart, the bottom have formed. Look at this chart here. Tomorrow you are going to see it here. Tomorrow again, see it here. This is how we are going to be going. I'm warning you. I dump everything into ProveX. I don't care. And I am up. I am glad that I did it. Look at it here. I dump everything when it was 2.5 and ProveX was 5 cents. I dump everything. And likewise, smart people are dumping this coin. They are minting it. I never liked HEX before, but I believe it's going to pump. But ProveX is going to pump more than it. All right? So you have to use your brain. Don't say, oh, Richard told us not to buy this one. Richard said it's not for us. You are very stupid. Now look at Peacock. Peacock is 14 million market cap. PulseChain is ProveX is 17 million, 18 to 17 million market cap. The same market cap with Peacock. I don't know what you're saying. This coin is going to blow off. It's going to blow off everything. Make sure you get your hand on it because it's going to blow off. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.